Yeah, Drew, just talk about coming in for Teddy and especially under the circumstances that you did have to come in for.
Yeah, well, first off, I'm happy to hear that Teddy's all right. I think everyone in that locker room is happy to hear that Teddy's all right, and we'll be looking forward to the next time we get to see him. But, this being the third time, I felt like I was, I'm ready to go out there. I think I'm going to look at this film, and there's going to be a couple plays I want back, like there is in every single football game. But I think we also did some good things when we were out there. My number one thing is just got to be taking care of the football. Like I have, put the ball on the ground twice, and it's way too many for me personally. But just gotta play a little better. Gotta hold on to the ball. Like I said, did some good things, but you want to be perfect when you're out there, and I definitely wasn't that tonight.
Drew, can you take us through the play with the fumble and the RPO and what you saw and all of it?
We were reading the end. They brought cover zero. The box was stuffed, and I took it upon myself to take the ball. The end shuffled twice. Typically, when the end shuffles down negative, you kind of have an advantage on them. Kind of shuffled down and came upfield just a little bit enough to where, I wasn't actually able to get outside of them. But, Shula says it a couple of times in the meeting rooms, when in doubt, give it to the professionals. I'm a professional thrower, not necessarily a professional runner. Should have handed that thing off to Javante, looking back at it. But also, if I run that thing into the end zone, make the defensive end miss, who knows what's being said right now.
How do you guys, Drew, move forward with – it felt like this was a knockout game. Statistically, you still have hope, but what is kind of the mood in there, and how do you move forward after this kind of loss?
Yeah, I mean, any loss is going to be upsetting, but losses in December, especially middle to end, are always tough when these games mean something. They mean a lot. They mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to that locker room. They mean a lot to this city. But, we're going to think about it probably for the rest of the night and leading into it a little tomorrow after we watch the film. But once the film's up and we've watched it and we've taken what we need to take from it, go out there Tuesday, watch the film of the next guys. That's our job at this point. It's about these last three and winning these last three and putting ourselves in the best position we possibly can. And, that's what I can do if we're out there. That's what Teddy can do if he's out there. It's Teddy's team. If they need me, I'm here.
Drew, you just kind of mentioned it, but you've talked in the past about getting more reps and stuff. You missed on a couple throws. I remember the one to Sutton on, I think, 3rd and 19 or 3rd and 13. I mean, what can more reps do, and do you feel like that'll get you ready for this week if you are the starter next week?
After coming in the game before and then doing it this time, I'm pretty confident in who I am as a thrower on anyone. That is a routine throw that I need to make. It's sure, go out and get a couple reps with Court, throw to him maybe once or twice, but cover zero, checked it to a 7-man pro for me to be able to stay in there and throw the football. Perfect play was on, and I just got to execute. I got to get it to him.
Well, Jerry Jeudy, what do you think the key is to getting him just more involved in the offense and getting those dynamic plays that we're used to seeing from him?
Yeah. It could be a little bit of, this whole saying, shooters shoot. Jerry's got to have the ball in his hands for him to be able to shoot. We got to give him a little more targets here and there, maybe. There's whatever it may be. There's a lot that goes in to game plans for Sunday night football games, Sunday day football games, whatever football game it may be. There's a lot that goes into it, and there are some nights where ball just doesn't come your way as much. But he is a guy that deserves to have the ball in his hands, and I'm not going to say we're going to throw it to him a ton next week because then everyone's going to start scouting Jerry Jeudy and over again. But he is a guy that deserves to have a ball in his hands.
Drew, because of the lack of reps with everybody, do you subconsciously maybe look for Albert a little bit more? I mean, those are your two biggest plays, and obviously you have the most throws to him in life.
I kind of just know how he's going to run, where he's going to be at when he's done. And again, like I said, there's a lot that goes into those game plans where, shoot, Albert was just the one that was ended up open. And just so happened that me and him have had the most reps over time, but that really didn't have anything to do with our success. It was just the fact that he was busting and getting open. Good play calls, getting us in the right spots, and my feet and my eyes tying together and getting me to those spots.
You alluded to it earlier that you felt like the third time you were ready to go out there. So kind of over the course of the season, what have you learned about how the backup QB job description is different and how to kind of adapt to that?
Yeah, I'd say because, you're not actually getting the live reps in practice, you got to walk through it by yourself, but I think you got to do double the amount that the starter ends up having to do. Walk through it after practice. I put a patch of turf in my basement, walk through it down there. I did that this summer, so that's been there. Go over the play call sheet 100 times, dot my plays that I want just in case I do get to go into this game. And here, Sheila, here's what, tell Pat, give this to him at halftime, whatever it may be, just so that they know what I was thinking throughout the week. Because, like I said, it's really not about me during the week. It's about, Teddy and this offense getting ready for this Sunday. So just little things like that, making sure I'm sharp with the motions, sharp with the timings of everything, and just making the process go smooth when I'm out there.
Drew, because the offense was stumbling a little bit, what's the pressure like for you? And do you feel maybe at times that you have to do a little bit more to get it going?
When you're losing a game, it's hard not to feel as a quarterback that you need to go and do it yourself. That's kind of the personalities I think we all have. And the longer I'm in this, the more I realize that the really, really good ones can balance both. Being the ones that are going to have the ball in their hand and take care of business and put a team on their back, but also knowing when to kind of let the team carry him for a second. There's just a lot that goes into it, like you mentioned, but it is in my DNA to go out and try to do a little bit more than I'm probably asked of, maybe. And it's something that I got to realize when the time is there to do that.
How hard is that?
It's tough. It's tough, but that's the type of player I am. And I just got to figure out how to manage it a little bit.